If you want to see your abs for the first time in your life, then listen up. There's two things out of whack, and we got to get them in sync. The first and most important thing is your activity level and your nutrition is out of whack. These two have to be aligned in a certain way to put you in what's called a calorie deficit, which means that you are burning more calories than you're consuming on a consistent basis. So many people overcomplicate what a calorie deficit is, but I'm going to break it down to you to make it absolutely foolproof. If you apply these principles to what goes in your mouth, your nutrition will be a lot better, and you'll start to see that scale go down, and you'll be in a perfect position to start to see those six-pack abs come in. Number one, removing processed food from your diet is probably the biggest thing that you can do. You want to start to standardize your nutrition. Me personally, I eat the same things every day. It just varies in the amount that I eat them depending on the day. If that's difficult for you, here's probably the simplest way to get your nutrition in track that puts you into a position that makes getting into a calorie deficit a lot easier. Remove processed foods from your diet and remove sugary drinks from your diet. If you're going to do it sparingly. That means once a week, maybe. I was able to go from this to this, eating hot wings, french fries, and milkshakes, but I only did it for one meal a week. And my nutrition was on point for the rest of the other meals for the rest of the week. If you're not able to get your nutrition dialed in for the rest of the week, then you can't have a cheat meal that week. You might can only do a cheat meal once every other week or once a month. You have to find what works for you, but the only way to find what works for you is to track what you eat and then make the appropriate adjustments. The second part of that, remember I said that nutrition and activity level go hand in hand. Once you get your nutrition pretty much dialed in, you want to make sure your activity level is high enough so that way you stay in a calorie deficit. What does that mean? That means you want to be exercising regularly. You want to make sure that you're getting your steps in. Something as simple as a brisk 30-minute walk can burn up to 300 calories. When it comes to getting into a calorie deficit, every step counts. Get your nutrition in check, get your activity level right, and you're well on your way. The second part of what you need to look at when getting abs is abs are like any other muscle. They need to be trained, and they need to be trained with progressive overload. To put it simply, you need to train your abs with weights, and over time, you need to either increase the weight or increase the amount of reps that you're doing. If you do those two things and give it enough time, your abs will come in. And it starts out slow. First, you'll see the top two, and you keep going and you keep going, and you stay in your deficit, and you keep training them consistently and training them hard like you do any other muscle. And then eventually, the top two will be there every day when you wake up. And then you'll start to see the middle two, and you keep going and you get your steps and you eat right and you train. And I'm not saying with the nutrition you have to be perfect, but you gotta keep it clean 90% of the time. And you get your steps and you train and you keep your nutrition intact. And then eventually, the top two will always be there, and the middle two will be there in the morning, and then it'll go away throughout the day. But over time, you keep training and you keep at it. The middle two will stay, and then the same comes with the bottom two. It's not rocket science, people. I know a lot of people in the fitness industry try to overcomplicate it and make it more difficult than it really is. But the fact of the matter is, it's calorie deficit and it's training. If you have any questions, reach out to me below down in the comments. I'm excited to answer any questions that I can. My goal with this channel is to give out the knowledge and information to inspire people to make the adjustments needed to feel confident in their body. I was on the heavier side for 90% of my life, and it kind of sucked. So I want to do my part in helping anybody who's where I used to be kind of get on their own journey and find their own way. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.